And welcome back to another week of Bloom and Baby Cakes, except there is no baby cakes today. I have a special guest, and this is what I'm most excited about with this podcast because it's my first time interviewing one of my musical idols, and he's looking at me like you're a weirdo, but I call him Pete, and I don't know where that started, Pete.
It's probably because that's my name.
I know, but yesterday or the day before at rehearsal, I heard someone said, "Hi, Peter, nice to meet you." And I thought, who's Peter? Who are they talking to?
Yeah, that's what Mum calls me.
You don't look like a Peter.
Don't I?
No, you're definitely Pete. But this is Pete Robinson, everybody, for those of you playing along at home. And we're in a bit of a different setup today. I'm not in my usual studio because I have a guest, and I've pulled Pete into the lounge room for this. So we have Lola here as well. The rabbit, and she just thumped just before we started, so I don't think she's impressed with us invading her bedroom for this. Anyway, thanks for joining me, Pete.
That's all right. I'm glad to be here.
I wanted to talk about covers versus originals.
Yep.
Because it's something that, I don't know, it just bothers me online when people have an opinion about this. I know everyone's got an opinion, but it bothers me that people try to box music into certain genres or covers versus originals, and if you're doing covers and that's not good enough, you need to be doing originals, and I don't know, that just...
Well, I think it's probably dependent on... I mean, look, the way the music industry is, I think any live band playing or any duo or anybody that's playing music out there and people are enjoying it, then that's a good thing, whether it's covers, originals or whatever. I'm in both. I'm in original bands. I'm in cover bands. It's just...
That's why I thought it would be a good topic with you.
Yeah, well, it's...
Do you prefer one over the other, or is performing for
Performing is performing. I mean, I always love playing my own songs, of course. Most people do, I think. That's the goal, is to play your song in front of people and see them smiling at you and enjoying what you're doing. So that's a goal. But I just love performing. If I'm playing and I'm doing a guitar solo and somebody's looking up and smiling, then that to me is I've succeeded in what I was doing, whether it's with originals or whether it's with covers. It doesn't really matter. I
really enjoy that too. And I think for me, I play a lot of songs from like the 60s or the 70s and the 80s. And like we mentioned before, it's nice to be able to enjoy that in a live setting because maybe that original artist isn't performing anymore or they're not coming out to Australia often. And so we create a night of these nostalgic tunes for these classic tunes that are cross-generational. How awesome is it, when we do a Fleetwood Mac show and there's kids there?
Yeah.
Like people are bringing their kids, and so you've got grandma, mum and dad, and then the new generation enjoying all this music,
Yeah.
So sorry about the background noise today, guys. I don't know. Someone's decided to do something in their backyard.
I can't hear that. Mate, I'm deaf.
Didn't you hear? Oh, because I've got the headphones on so I can hear it. But yeah, it's about bringing joy, right? And whether that's through originals or not.
Absolutely.
How old were you when you got into music?
Well, I actually don't remember. I mean, I guess I started playing guitar when I was 8 years old, so I think maybe before then I was listening to music, I think. Well, so a lot of the influence of me listening to music was through my family. I go back now through my dad's record collection, and there's Slater in there, which is that's a band that I actually like, is Slade, and that's something that Dad, and Jethro Tull album was in there, but then it progressed on to my oldest brother, Stephen. He was full on into music. He was buying all the albums that were coming, the new albums coming out. Back then it was Status Quo and The Sweet and Kiss and everything. So I was just listening to all of that and playing a tennis racket in front of a mirror.
So you just gravitated to a guitar first, or a tennis racket first?
Yeah, it was well, it was actually it was a squash racket first, I think. But but and then we got guitars, and well, I actually got a guitar when I was 8 years old, so I was playing. It was an acoustic, so that didn't look cool. So a tennis racket obviously looked better.
Was it as noisy as that drill? or whatever's happening in the background?
Still, I can't hear it.
You still can't hear it. Okay, no, that's good. And so on that with guitar, because guitar's always fascinated me. It's not an instrument that I've ever played. Is there a tip that you've got for someone listening who's either a beginner guitarist or someone who loves to play guitar at home? Is there a tip that, say, you wish you'd learnt sooner, or something along your learning journey of guitar that maybe in hindsight, you know, you can help them along with their journey?
It's different now, because I think when I was learning, I was just learning from records. So I'd listen to an album. Getting your ear is a good thing. The only thing that I never did was learn how to read music, which that was just something. I know I probably could do it now, but I just don't. I don't have the patience to do it anymore. Like, it's not something, and I've kind of been able to do what I do without having to read music. But there are limitations now with who I see that guitar players that can read music, and the work opportunities that they have because they can read. But I don't know if me being able to read would have made me a different player, or, you know, I enjoy what I do now. I just play what I play, and it's fine. So that's the only thing I think it's not regret not doing, but it's just something that I just never did. And probably in hindsight, it would have been nice to have done it. But
I suppose that's the beauty of the music industry, is there's not one path to, you know, to wherever you're going or to the experiences that you have. And I think I also don't read music, but I started learning piano from a young age and started learning to read music. So I can read really basic music. But I would assume that when you're performing and reading music, that's a different experience to when you've memorised something and then performing it. Yeah,
well, I recently did an orchestra show with Russell Morris, and you know, for me, I'm encapsulated into the music, and I'm playing it from what I'm hearing and everything, and that's how it is. And it must be a whole different world. And I don't know, because I don't do it. And, you know, maybe you're all going to correct me for this, but I just assume that when you're an orchestra player, you have a sheet of music in front of me, you're reading what's on there, and you're keeping an eye on the conductor and everything. So you're only playing your parts. You're not really, I mean, maybe you are listening to the music. I don't really know, but that's how I would assume it would be in the different world of reading as opposed to listening.
Yeah, I think it would be different for sure.
I mean, maybe some
different.
Players are listening to, you know, or maybe all the players are listening to the whole show and not just reading. But, you know, obviously you have to read because that's what you're told to do and you're paid to do.
That's it. So you just mentioned earlier the orchestra show with Russell Morris. I got to come and see that, and that was just so beautiful. It moved me to tears, that orchestra. I came to the one in Sydney at the Opera House.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. It was like you were just being wrapped up in this big hug of music. It was so moving. You are just so fun to watch on stage. I'm sure you've been told this a million times. You've just got this thing where you don't take attention away from, you know, the lead person, but your eye does just draw to you because you do these cool little movements, and I don't know, it's so unique. Do you know what I mean? Like, there really is only one Pete.
And you know what's funny about that is if I watch a video of myself doing it, I go, oh, look at that, what an idiot, you know, and I probably wouldn't, so I try not to watch videos of myself.
Oh, you have to, because, I mean, you just bring us so much joy because you look like you're having so much fun.
Which I am, because I get so engrossed in what's going on. To me, it's fun to do, and I just love it, and so I just act like an absolute idiot.
No, it's...
Well, I think I do, but I probably don't.
But no, you don't. You loosen us up as the audience, and you help us relax, you know, and get into it. But I think there does have to be a level of ego, and I saw this during the week. Someone shared a video with me where there is this level of ego for performance versus being off the stage or being the songwriter, or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do struggle with that. I find it hard to get into that zone to really let go and perform, and it's
Yeah.
something that I'm working on as an artist, just because I just love to be so chill. As in, I'm really not chill though in real life. No, I just want to be normal. Do you know what I mean? Whereas as a performer, you got to be a bit larger than life. And
Well, you do, absolutely. You know,
know.
I mean, the line entertainment industry, I always look at, that's what I've always thought of. And I thought, well, I'm in the entertainment industry, I have to entertain. So
Yes.
that's what you do.
And you do that very well.
Why, thank you very much.
And I am excited because you're here in Perth doing some shows at the moment.
I am.
Should we talk about those?
Sure, if we've got time.
We do, just a little bit more time. We have gone over our 10-minute mark, so, we won't go too much longer because if someone's listening to this with their cup of tea, it'd be getting cold now. Or they've probably finished it.
Or they've finished it and they're ready to make another, yeah.
So
I know I am.
status quo shows.
Yes,
This is new.
it is new for me.
You're doing this with baby cakes,
I am.
front and centre.
I won't call him that though, but yeah, and singing, which is a completely new thing for me. I mean, I've always
Singing
sung
lead.
singing a lead
Yeah.
vocal, so I'm singing half the show with baby cakes. I'll just call him that for now. And yeah, we've had a couple of rehearsals. It's a lot of fun. It's going to be. I mean, it's always status quo have been a huge part of my growing up in life. So to actually play them live is exciting, and I hope we can bring that excitement across to everyone that's coming to watch it.
So you're playing this weekend in Perth, 24th of May, which is Friday at the Ravo,
Yep.
25th of May, Saturday at the Charles, and then Sunday at Gatsby's. And then next week you're in Victoria, 31st of May at Memo's, 1st of June at Bunjil Place, and then I believe you have some time off. And
Yes.
then on the 21st of June is the wonderful Twin Towns, love that venue,
Yeah.
and 22nd of June at Princess Theatre.
Yes. And then I think we're New South Wales after that.
Oh, yeah, I haven't even got them. Why don't I have them written down?
I'm not sure.
Oh my gosh! Well, then you're going to New South Wales. We'll put all the dates in the comment
thing,
section,
yeah.
and we'll link everyone to all of your other music too. So maybe
Yeah.
some original music from Electric Mary. We
There's-
can link some stuff there.
Yeah, and there's a lot of Russell Morris stuff, which is...
Absolutely,
Yeah.
heaps of.
This-
We can hear lots of different versions of Pete.
There's so much Pete out there.
There really is. You've played all over the world.
I have.
Before we end this podcast, is there a favourite gig that you have that comes to mind?
I mean, every gig's got its merits.
Yeah, it
doesn't
does.
really matter. I mean, places that I've been to, I got to go to South America and play in Brazil. That was a huge thing for me. I really, really enjoyed that. That was so exciting to do in Sao Paulo, and played around there. I think we did 4 shows all up, I think. And I was there for just over maybe a couple of weeks. I'm not sure, but it was.
So you got to explore a little bit.
Yeah, it was good. Got to walk around Sao Paulo during the day, not at night, obviously, but
It is pretty special that our job gives us those,
yeah,
extra perks of travelling.
absolutely.
And yeah,
it's a good thing to do.
that's awesome. Thanks, Pete. Thanks for your time today. Before we leave,
Yes.
Baby Cakes would always... Baby Cakes.
I'm not too late.
No, we're just about to finish the podcast with a weather update. Do you want to give everyone the weather update?
Oh, it's pretty cold.
Thanks, Pete.
Thank you.
Elevated.